In this, what we're going to look at is the brush palette. So we have just this image up here, and you can get the brushes palette right here. And there's lots of different options you can do, especially if you have the Wacom tablet. This is really quite dynamic and quite interesting. So your shape dynamics deals with thick to thin, and it deals with your pen pressure. The scattering, you don't necessarily need pen pressure, but it allows me to create kind of a random amount of things here. So let's just create a new layer. So you can see with this, whoa. Let's just size this brush to be smaller here. So as I kind of drag that across, you can see this random amount of brushes that I can get, which is really cool. Okay, so that's scattering. The color dynamics, right? You can shift the color, so I could do, let's change my red, let's change this to yellow. Let's go back into the brush palette. And so, control, let's just do fade, right? So it'll just kind of fade over time. No? Yes, you don't want to do it? There we go. Okay, but it is not fading. Oh, let's bring it here. Okay, so you can see it kind of, the colors is it kind of mixed together a little bit. So I could do, yeah, let's do, okay, so background to foreground, right? So you can kind of change kind of color dynamics with that. The transfer allows you to do, I don't have the pen connected, allows me to change the amount of opacity it is as I move it across. All right, so that's the brush palette. I can also take, if you go into brush tip shape, I can also change the size from here as well as changing the size up at the top. I could also use the bracket keys, right? You should see them kind of, oops, appear in the video in the lower right hand corner. Go away. No. Okay. Sure. Right, make them larger, make them smaller with the brackets. I could also flip a brush. If I wanted to flip it the other way, I could also flip it on the y-axis, and I could also rotate the brush, which I didn't know for actually a very long time. Okay, so that's nice too. So if you have a regular one here, you can actually squish this to make it look like it's flatter. When we look at a little bit more shadows, it's very nice to be able to put shadows in. Oops. With this nice flat brush here, right? So you can add that stuff in. That's the brush palette. If it's not loaded on here, you can go to Windows, Brush, or F5 brings it up as well.